Let's see. I wanted to take just a moment or so. We had a couple of people that listened in on the last call that we had where I was doing some of the staffing and training. And I wanted to take a moment and see if anybody had any questions about starting their own staffing agency business or recruiting business, because people were sending messages during my training and I wasn't able to catch all the messages. And so I just wanted to open the floor up for a couple of minutes to see if anybody had any questions. Are you in the recruiting and staffing space? Have you ever owned an employee search firm? Have you ever been a temp? And because if you've been a temp, then you definitely should be owning your own, because there's no way you should let anybody temp or contract you out and you're not. You could pay for yourself to do your own thing. You know what I'm saying? So I just wanted to open the floor because it was very active. Hey, Bray, thanks for being here. Hey, Todd, thanks for being here. I want to say hi to everybody because I like everybody. Just say hi back if you're here. If you're passing through, that's perfectly fine. Thank you, Todd. What do you say to people that don't want to talk to recruiters? I like to try to find out why, naturally, because if you're not asking the right questions, then you're 10 steps behind. But I like to ask them why. Why are they not interested in speaking with recruiters? For what reason? And because a lot of people don't realize how important recruiters are or what they bring to the table, that we have the good jobs and that it's going to take them, it's easier for them to get a job through us than it is for them to get a job by applying to the job board and waiting for the internal recruiter to kind of figure it out. So you've just got to show them. You've got to find out why. Hey, Childress, thank you for being here. You got to find out why they don't like recruiters. Hey, Talk Clemson, and then kind of fill the need out from there. That was a great question. My question really should be, why do people not want to work with recruiters? Don't you want to work with someone, who's going to be there, who's going to have your back, throughout the hiring process, someone who's going to ensure you have a higher salary or hourly rate, someone who's going to present all the hidden jobs that are not even out there in the market yet? That's the question we need to be asking people. But, y'all see my facial expressions. I try to hide those, but on camera, you can't do that. So any other questions? Are you a recruiter? The gentleman who asked the question, and I wasn't sure of the name. Are you in the staffing industry? And whoever else is on the call, have you thought about starting your own staffing business? Let's change the way the recruiting industry works. That's what I'm here to do. I'm here to stir up the industry. Give them a run for their money. What is staffing? That's an excellent question. Thank you, Christine. And I see that. Thank you. And my apologies. Childress, a staffing agency are employment search firms. So that is the company, your company, whoever you work for, potentially. They have recruiters internally that help people, help place people into the jobs that your company has open. A staffing agency is a third party who actually comes in. Hey, BSNEL 16. Hi. A staffing agency is a third party that comes in and they basically find the candidates or find the job seekers for the companies, and they get paid for it. And it's a pretty, it's a $126.8 billion industry. And right now the industry is changing a lot because people are looking to niche into these, they're niching. So they're not just looking for staff or IT staffing firms. They're looking for Java development staffing firms, or for accounting manager staffing firms, or an executive assistant staffing firm. Hey, Ishwab, thanks for being here. And so and so what I've been in this industry for 20 years. I've done just about every job you can think of. And my job in my passion right now is to stir up this industry, to get people, professionals just like you and I, to own your own firm. 50 other people who held your skill set, and you can get paid for that. How many times have you referred someone into a job within a company and didn't make $1? And how many times, how much, if I showed you, if you go to D Williams, go to youtube.com /D Williams GA, DEE Williams GA. And I've got a ton of videos there. If you check out, there's a couple of those videos on there. And they show you how much money you can make for those referrals, and it's gonna knock your socks off. Because, you know, if you're placing physicians, I have one client that's placing physicians, their salaries are like $360,000 a year. So if their salaries are at $360,000 a year and you charge a 20% fee, do the math. I mean, that's your check. So you just want, you know, you have an opportunity, and that's for placing your best friend or a colleague that you worked with in your last job. You know, so this can be a business that anybody can really do, and you can do it full time, or you can do it as just a referral business and make a killing. So that was really good. So I have another client that's coming in, and I have to meet with her, but I wanted to take a couple of minutes. Oh, wait. Schwab, you're asking me. So you screen resumes, find openings, and then place selected candidates. You're making a match. Exactly. You're screening candidates, and you're matching. You're finding out what clients want, and then you're bridging the gap and connecting the two. And it's a science, just like there's a science to breathing, just like it's a science to getting rich. It's a science to recruiting and staffing. But once you understand the science, you can take that science and create your own version of it that's suitable for your particular niche market. And it's exciting because you get to work with the best companies. Do you run reference checks, and do you think it's valuable? Yes. And yes, you have to run reference checks because there are people out there who are rapists, murderers, killers, who started riots at their last company, who, you know, threatened the boss or whatever. There's so many things that, you know, again, this is a people business. And so when you're dealing with people, you've got to make sure you have all your checks and balances going on. And so reference checks, sometimes companies request credit checks and background checks. I'll never forget, I worked for a client once. I was recruiting here in Atlanta, and we had to do an education check. The guy said that he had a degree from Harvard. Long story short, he purchased that degree online from Harvard, from someplace that was selling Harvard degrees. We called Harvard. They had never heard of that guy. But he was posing to have that degree and had it on his resume and been hired over the years with people believing that he actually graduated from Harvard University. So you definitely want to have your checks and balances in order. So, okay, so I've got to go, Schwab. What I would suggest is that you go to staffingpreneursacademy.com. Staffingpreneur, just like an entrepreneur, staffingpreneurs, staffingpreneurs, staffingpreneursacademy.com. And you can check out all the information there. I give out a ton of information. You can also go to youtube.com, and my YouTube name is DEE Williams with an S. GA, and you'll find tons and tons of videos there that will answer a lot of your questions. But when you go to staffingpreneurs.com, staffingpreneursacademy.com or staffingpreneurs.com, you can see there's a Q&A session that we have all the time, and you can sign up for one of those. We also have a free class that we do on Fridays, every Friday at 11 a.m., where we talk about specific niches that you can get into if you're looking to start this business. Thank you for the hearts. I really appreciate the love. That just made me so happy. Okay. Thank you. I'm blushing. So, all right, guys, I've got to go because I think I'm being rude at this point. I love you guys. I'll check back in every day and just share little, tidbits of information. Thank you. I'm so humbled that you're here. And y'all stick around because I got a radio show coming out the end of the month, and I show people how to unleash their ideas and to start a new business. And it doesn't just have to be staffing. I'm a queen of getting multiple streams of income coming in, and I like talking about those things and showing people how to do that. I love everybody. Thanks so much for being here, guys.